So today, we're going to break down this really fascinating proposal that tackles a huge, multi-million-dollar problem for most businesses. And that's this. You have this goldmine of a customer list that's just gone completely silent. We're going to look at how a custom-built AI team can actually be used to bring those relationships back to life and unlock a ton of hidden revenue. And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head, right? Businesses spend so much money and so much time building up a list of contacts only to let it sit there and, collect digital dust. It's a massive untapped asset, and that's the core problem we're really digging into here.
So yeah, let's just call it what it is, the silent asset. And look, this isn't just some spreadsheet with emails on it. We're talking about a collection of actual people who, at one point, raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested. By not talking to them in a personal way, businesses are leaving a serious amount of cash on the table. Okay, so here's the real problem, the root of it all. Most businesses just talk at their customers. They send out these impersonal email blasts, these generic texts. It's a one-way street. What you really want is a two-way conversation. Because when you're just broadcasting all the time, you're basically training your own audience to ignore you.
All right, so what's the fix? What's the big idea here? Well, it's not just one AI bot. It's a whole coordinated team of 3 different AI agents. They're all designed to work together as this single unified system, built right inside the business's own marketing platform, all to spark real conversations, but at scale.
First up, we've got agent number 1, the conversation starter. You can think of this as the engine for the whole operation. Its one and only job is to re-engage that entire list, not with another blast, but with personal outreach that's actually designed to start a real back-and-forth dialogue.
So here's how this thing actually works. The agent starts things off with texts that feel like they're coming from a real person, not a robot. It's smart enough to understand what people write back, ask good follow-up questions, and figure out who's a good lead. And then, and this is the best part, once someone is ready to talk, it hands the entire conversation with all the context over to a human on the team to close the deal. Super smooth.
Okay, agent number 2. This is the voice agent, and it tackles a super specific and honestly a very expensive problem. See, when you reach out to a big list, some people are just going to call you back immediately. But what happens if that call goes to voicemail? That lead is probably gone. Forever. This AI makes sure that never happens again. Just think of it like the perfect 24/7 digital receptionist. It answers every single inbound call with a warm, friendly greeting. It can handle basic questions, get the caller's info, and even book appointments right on the team's calendar. It basically makes sure that not a single interested lead ever falls through the cracks.
And now for the third agent, the specialist of the group. This is the Growth Summit Ticket Agent. It's built for one high-value mission, filling seats for events. It's basically like having a dedicated event promoter working for you around the clock.
And check out its game plan. It hits up the list with messages all about the event. It can handle all the common questions and objections, stuff about cost or travel. It can even drop discount codes to create a little urgency, and then it sends the direct link to buy a ticket. The coolest thing, though, is that you can just clone this agent for any event you have in the future. It's a build once, fill forever kind of asset.
So, a 3-agent AI team. Sounds awesome, right? But how do you actually go from that idea to a real, live system that's making you money? Let's walk through how this thing actually gets built and launched.
Well, it's all laid out in this super clear 5 to 8 week plan. It kicks off with capturing the business owner's unique voice and mapping out the whole system. Then comes the actual building and, of course, a ton of testing. Nothing goes live until the client has personally looked at it and given the thumbs up. After that, it gets deployed, launched, and then tweaked and optimized based on how it's performing in the real world.
Now this next part is absolutely crucial. You got to understand where this all gets built. It's constructed right inside the client's own Go High Level account, which is a really popular all-in-one marketing platform. And here's why that matters so much. Because it's built on their platform, the client owns it, 100%. That means no ongoing platform fees to a third party and no vendor lock-in. It's their asset.
Okay, this all sounds great, but it brings us to the most important question, right? The bottom line. What is the return on this investment? The tech is cool, but at the end of the day, results are what matter. So let's look at the numbers that make this whole idea so powerful.
So let's look at the numbers. This table breaks it down for a list of, say, 1 to 2,000 people. Even in the conservative scenario, with just a 15% response rate, you're sparking up to 150 responses.
From there, the system is projected to turn those into dozens of real, qualified conversations with people who are actually ready to take the next step.
And what does that actually mean for the bank account? What's the real impact? Well, we're talking a projected $40,000 to over $100,000 in new revenue. And the key thing to remember is, this isn't from new ads or finding new leads. This is potential money from an asset the business already has, just sitting there, silent.
And this chart, wow, this really puts it all into perspective. On the left, you see that one-time investment to build this whole digital team. And on the right, you see the potential six-figure revenue it can unlock from just a single campaign. The potential return here is, well, it's just massive.
So let's circle all the way back to the beginning and flip that quote into a question for you. Think about your own business or any business you know. Is its biggest, most valuable asset that list of people who already know, like, and trust them? Is that asset also its biggest missed opportunity? This whole proposal suggests that with the right AI and the right strategy, it really doesn't have to be.